here from Nashville, and here we go. NFL on Fox, week number 3, and the Titans will start it off from their own 25-yard line. Bill Murray, who's had hamstring issues, is starting. He's in the backfield, and he will get it. And he gets clobbered on the first carry by Michael Bennett. Defensive line in the lead. So a loss of 1. They faked the run. Mariota in trouble. Tried to set up a screen. He had no chance. Derrick Henry in the game and back on 3rd down. Mariota's got time. They dump it to Henry across the 30, and he is going to be shy of a first down. Brett Kern gets it off. High, deep kick. Lockett's going to let it go wisely slow. And Seattle will start from their own 20-yard line as here comes Russell Wilson. Carson starts as the tailback for Seattle. And they'll give it to Carson starting off here. Not much, as he had nowhere to go on 2nd down. Wilson going to throw. Look at it, was tipped at the line, and then it was dropped to boot. C.J. Procise in the game for Seattle on 3rd down. 4-man rush, pressure. Wilson somehow gets away, dumps it off. There's Procise. And Procise spinning forward, going to be shy of the first, however. 2 flags back near the quarterback.
There were multiple fouls during the play, all on the offense. Holding, number 78. Holding, number 76. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 76. All those fouls are declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
The punt he gets off.
Here's Ryan. Jackson dangerous. This is headed towards the sideline, and Jackson won't have a chance because Ryan punts it out of bounds. The Titans started off 1st and 10 from their own 31, and they'll run it with DeMarco Murray. And Murray is slung down by Sheldon Richardson. They'll run it to Murray again. DeMarco gets upended by Will Hoyt, the former 49er. 4-man rush. He's got time, goes over the middle, incomplete. Lane was there on the coverage, tried to get it over to Weems. Turn to punt. This one is a rocket, and Rocket's going to catch it at about the 3. And Rocket gets belted out across the 10. Darren Bates, phenomenal special teams player, came with the hit. And so we go to break with the defense flexing their muscles. We have a flag on the play, I believe. So hang on 1 second. No, don't see it. Looks like we'll start with Seattle deep in their own territory. Graham lines up bottom of the screen. He's playing today despite that bad ankle injury last week. Wilson in trouble. Gets out of a sack. Wilson going to run it. And he turns a sack into about a 3-yard gain as Brian Arakpo whiffed. To throw, pressure, stands in, lost it deep, has Baldwin, but he overshot him. Doug Baldwin was wide open, but just a little too far. 3rd and 7. Wilson, a lot of time again. Now it's going to break down, throws on the run. He's got Graham, and Graham is well shy of a first down. Nowhere to go as Woodyard was there, and the Seahawks will punt it away. Hand, see what he does here from his own goal line. Gets into it. This is returnable. Jackson, the 26. Flag comes down. Jackson, and another flag comes down. He is taken down as well at the 30. So 2 penalties on the play.
There were 2 fouls during the play, both by the receiving team. Holding during the kick against the right flyer. That penalty is declined. During the return, holding number 33. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards. First down. Timeout.
He brought his offensive line in with him.
Everybody else has to be in the sun. Mariota batted down at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, it's a keeper. Mariota's going to sling it to Walker. Bad throw, and he dives, and now drops it. Incomplete as the rule. He never had it. Tennessee, the 3rd best team in the league on 3rd down last year. Here, a throw way high. In Kansas City last week, Charles.
How far did she say that was?
61.
His college long, I believe, was 54 or 56.
Meanwhile, the Giants are 0-3. What a wild game. There's some wild ones in the league today. Kind of according to the script with these 2 physical defenses, and the Seahawks will throw it. Here comes Arakpo. Wilson unloads. It's Baldwin. Baldwin looking for a block. Gets one, gets another. Doug Baldwin making it happen, and he's got a Seattle first down.
Downfield. Good job by the offensive line.
Here's a run. This is Carson. And Carson looked like he ran behind that right side again, and maybe Ibushi. Chris Carson ran for 93 yards last week, and they're going to feed him again. And Carson has himself a first down. Thomas Rawls gives Carson a break in the backfield. They'll fake it to him. Wilson all day. No one's open. Looking, surveying, back near side. Baldwin, and he's knocked out. Did not have it. Incomplete. Second down. Four-man rush. Wilson going deep, looking for Procise. Incomplete. He's never really seemed to have his feet. Wilson. Far side, high, incomplete.
Got a little something to prove to each other. A little excitement.
There's Ryan. Eric Weems is back, not Jackson this time. Weems more sure-handed, but he's going to let it go. Into the end zone it goes, and Tennessee will start on their own 20. Here is Tennessee with DeMarco Murray getting the ball on first down, looking for a running room. Just not much there. Let's go down to the field with Pam Oliver. Down 3 special teams players now. Here's Taylor, the wide receiver. They're going to try and sprint him out. That doesn't work. They've been going to that, trying to get him involved. They did a lot in the preseason. For Murray in the game on 3rd and 7. Mariota has it blocked up. Going to take a shot, going deep near side. It's nowhere near Rashard Matthews. Matthews didn't even look back until the ball hit the turf. That was weird. 53 total yards in this first quarter. Well, he knew it would be defense today, and that's what it's turned out so far. Here's Lockett. Had a good punt by Kern from the 15. Lockett, 25, 30 return, and now a late penalty.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 42 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, Seattle's ball, first down.
Long in this day and age, it's pretty darn impressive. But now, can the offense get up to that point? They're going to run it with Procise, who spins his way out to the 25. And so that's where Seattle is.
A little bit faster on offense.
Procise again. And Austin Johnson was there. They'll run it with him. Carson gets hit, chugs forward. And I believe he's going to be a little short. Ryan will punt it away. Again, as Pam told you, Seattle now down 3 special teamers. There's a hard, long kick, but a flag back by the punter. Here is Jackson. Makes a man miss. Oh, and he gets decked just before the 25. Man, there's some hitting going on today.
Prior to the kick, holding, kicking team, number 57.
There you go.
Tennessee has elected to add the 10-yard penalty to the end of the play. It's Tennessee's ball, first down.
Punter is so important today. Here's Mariota. Back to pass. He's got time over the middle. Another high throw, but this one is caught by Delaney Walker. That's Delaney Walker, one of them in motion. And there's a flag. Seattle may have jumped. Here's Walker, and he gets tackled immediately. But let's see what the penalty is. Looks like Seattle jumped. Offside.
Defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Results in a first down.
In the backfield, hasn't had a carry yet after a 14-carry, 92-yard performance last week. Here's his first. Right side, just nowhere to go. Michael Bennett, who seemingly is there on every play. So they adapt to Bennett moving and making the decision. Second and long, Henry running nothing, maybe a yard. Third down. Here comes a stunt. It's picked up. Mariota has time. Lets it fly. It's intercepted. Cam Chancellor's got it. Late penalty flies in after the interception. Now 2 penalties come in.
Touch to the right of your screen. The ball's delivered, but right here is where the flag's going to come in. Richard Sherman tangled up with Eric Decker, and then out the interception, there's Sherman trying to block. That's a flag coming in.
There were multiple fouls during the play, all by the defense. Pass interference. Defense, number 25, that penalty is accepted. During the interception return, holding by number 25 of the defense, that penalty is declined. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct by the defense, number 25, directed towards an official. That penalty also is accepted. That is number 25's first foul for potential disqualification. Tennessee's ball, first down.
The penalty yards are down to 25. First down, Tennessee. So the big penalties help. Here's Henry stretching left. Oh my goodness, look at Earl Thomas with the speed, and Henry with a big loss of 5.
Back, Derrick Henry.
Mariota to throw, another penalty, going deep, end zone. Jonnu Smith just can't haul it in. Incomplete, but let's see what the flag is. A
Illegal
conversation.
shift by the offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap. That penalty has been declined. Result of the play is third down.
Both teams 0 for on third down. Mariota has time again, throwing far side. Decker, is he in? And he is in for the catch. Hurt with Henry in the backfield. They give it to him. And he is wrapped up by Bobby Wagner. I mean, there is zero running room against this Seattle defense so far, and that'll take us to the end. In the 14. Both backs in the game. Mariota's going to keep it. Running left, makes a cut. Mariota! Penalty flag flies, and a late touchdown signal. Now let's see on the penalties.
During the run, holding, offense number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
It's the game.
Henry in the game at tailback on a second and long. Mariota has all day throwing near side. Decker out of bounds. And another penalty from the secondary. The back penalties on him, it looks
Pass
like.
interference. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Second and 26. They go empty backfield. Mariota looking over the middle. That's Matthews has a catch. Tries to spin away, but can't go very far.
Move the ball down deep in their territory for Tennessee.
Tennessee needs to get to the 4 for a first down. On third down, firing, it's caught, but short. That is not going to be enough for a first down. Decker has it. And Suckup make it 42 in a row.
That's a back use.
So after all the penalties and all the drama, it's 3-0 Titans to break this scoreless game. So 3-0 Tennessee. Here come the Seahawks. And Russell Wilson going to let it fly. Jimmy Graham just dropped it. Couldn't hang on. On second down, Wilson drops it, picks it back up for no gain. Third and 10. Blitz coming. Wilson stands in, coming near side. Richardson can't make the play. Valuable Seahawk today. Out there to kick it again. This one is shorter. It's going to bounce. And Seattle will get around it, but pretty good field position for Tennessee. As they start from the 32. Going far side. Decker has a catch.
Give him a chance to outplay Russell Wilson.
Here's the run to Murray. Shoulders down out to the 40. You know, he said he was a redshirt freshman. This, a third down and 2. Mariota over the middle. He's got a first down. As Charles said, settling in, it's Rashard Matthews who's got the good on first down. Fake to Murray. Mariota's got time again. Now pressure. Gonna run. Tucks it away, but Will Hoyt is there, comes up nicely to prevent a huge gain. Down in 7. Here's Murray. Murray finally a positive run for Tennessee. And he's going to be a yard shy of a first down. It has been tough sledding today against the Seattle run defense. Third and 1, penalty flag. Murray. This will be close. I think Seattle might have jumped, so it'll be a first down regardless.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Fourth first down by a penalty for Tennessee today. Play fake. Mariota. Blitz is picked up. Running. Going to tuck it and go. Wagner. Shoot. And that is way out of bounds on that hit. Flags from everywhere, and now it's Bedlam.
Multiple fouls during the play by both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 25 and defense number 91. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 78 and number 67. All those plays occurred, all those fouls occurred after the play was over. They all offset at the end of the play. It'll be second down.
Get out the wand from Men in Black. Forget it. Second down. It's Mariota going far side. Supernar's got it, but Chancellor rides him out of bounds. Titans in field goal range, but a third down here over the middle. Complete. It's Walker who's got the first down. Well, Delaney Walker knows. Murray, left side. Running hard is DeMarco Murray down to the 21. He's got a gain of 5. Here's Murray, left side, and not going to go very far in the same type of temperature. 3rd and 3. Mariota, quick hitter, knocked away beautifully by Sherman, and no flags. And Suckup does the job. And so with 5:51 to go in this physical first half from Tennessee in Nashville, 6-0 Tennessee with the lead. 5:51 to go in this first half. This Seahawk offense could get something going. They've only got 45 total yards to start. They'll fake the run, drop it off to Baldwin on the right side. That's not going to go very far. It took a long time to develop. And Adoree Jackson, that's enough.
Right, 21 points a game here in every single ball game. 28, they'll win 90% of them.
Game break time. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson. 5. And another flag. Shocker.
Well, start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
3rd and 10. Low snap. Wilson in trouble. Wilson is dropped. And the ball comes out. Who's got it? They say he was down. This Tennessee defense making a statement. And Ryan delivers. Big time punt, but it's returnable. Jackson from the 20. That's a block, makes a man miss. Adoree Jackson! And a penalty flies. Jackson's gone, but hang on, let's see. There is a penalty.
Legal block in the back. Number 32 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's Tennessee's ball, 1st down.
Titans with 1 timeout. Up by 6. Mariota far side. It was almost a big play, but Shaq Griffin held on for dear life. Murray. Marco Murray. That's been tough sledding all day, the run game. Motion. Seattle shows blitz. Here they come. Mariota lets it go. It's overthrown. Taywan Taylor back deep to receive. And that'll go on out of bounds. So Seattle has a long way to go. Wilson gonna let it go deep for Baldwin. He's got it. Doug Baldwin. Beauty of a catch and throw, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. To catch that, and it cost the Titans a touchdown. Here's Russell Wilson. 3 timeouts left, going deep. He's got Procise. He's got it. C.J. Procise inside the 5.
Boosted him to the outside for the quick pickup.
46 yards to Procise, 1st and goal. Wilson incomplete for Baldwin. With 1:25 to go, plenty of time. They've got all their timeouts. Have not connected in the red zone so much in his Seattle career. Looking for him here. Jump ball too far, incomplete. Much better in the red zone as a Saint. 3rd and goal. Wilson rolling, pressure, throwing, end zone. Is it caught? Touchdown! He got it to Baldwin for 6.
He throws it where only Doug Baldwin's going to catch it, or it'll be incomplete. Look at Baldwin getting his arms underneath. Right there at the pylon.
The ball solidly. I think it's pretty clearly a touchdown.
And they just ruled that it is, and now the extra point is up and good.
And he went to his go-to guy in the end, Doug Baldwin, to get it done.
Now Jackson will take it out of the end zone here. They're going to make something happen. Jackson out to the 24. A couple big throws on this drive. Mariota over the middle is Delaney Walker. To the 31. They're going to pick up 7. With time obviously a factor, they will not take the timeout here.
But as the game goes on, they'll need a big strike or two to open things up against Seattle's defense.
Going to go to Walker again, and Walker is out to the 43. We'll get to, I would say, the 35 to have Suckup a chance. He doesn't have an extremely long leg at this point in his career. Near side, Matthews gets out of bounds. Well done. Sherman on the hit at midfield. 2nd down. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Mariota far side of Taylor, who's got it and goes out of bounds at the 40.
Brought pressure to last play. Expect it again.
Drop off here. Four-man rush coming back to Matthews, who was hit immediately. Down to the 34, 19 seconds left.
Spike it here.
They spike it with 8 seconds left on the clock officially. Blown up here. You got to be careful. 8 seconds left. They're going to get a quick hitter to Murray. Murray surging forward out of bounds. Perfectly designed. And he's out of bounds with 5 seconds left. That's well done by DeMarco Murray. And this one is good. And Titans with the lead starting quarter number 3. As Lockett racing up to catch. And he goes out of bounds, start on the 25. Start this third quarter on their own 25. First and 10 down by 2. And they're going to run it to Chris Carson and not run it very far. From the gun, it is Carson running left. Chris Carson running hard. And he's out to the 32. Well, you look at it, look, it's only the third game of the season tonight. Wilson over the middle. He's got Baldwin. Nice move by Doug Baldwin. And another. And Baldwin has himself out to the 40. He is a guy that was found by John Schneider as a free agent. Made his first Pro Bowl a year ago. There's Baldwin again. On the cross. Makes a move. And Baldwin out near a first down as Wilson got decked.
For Tennessee on that play.
Second and inches. They'll run it. Carson first down. And Chris Carson. You see a little bit of what's the Seahawks like.
Seattle likes.
Lacy, Eddie Lacy, the former Packer, was inactive last week, active today, but he hasn't seen the field. Carson rumbling right side. And why is this so important? Pete Carroll's always told us, hey, Procise in the game now in the backfield. Wilson over the middle. It's Graham. Jimmy Graham makes the move inside the 15, and big old 88 gets it going. They will speed it up. It's Procise. And not much. Jarrell Casey came up to make a stop after a short game. That's what they're trying to figure out. On second down, Wilson over the middle, Procise in for the touchdown. It's Carson.
Watch Carson. Comes out of the backfield. They flood downfield with receivers. He goes short right in front of Avery Williamson, number 54. And look at the pass. It takes him away from Williamson. Thrown ball by Russell Wilson.
And the extra point is up and good. Impressive opening drive of the second half.
Still here.
And so Seattle back in front, 14-9. Tennessee will take over on their own 25. Great defense. Up 14-9 now. Now the ball's in Tennessee's court. Penalty flag flies. It's DeMarco Murray, who's not going to get anywhere.
Offside. Defense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Henry had a great week last week, over 90 yards, but he's been a non-factor today. Hasn't played much either. It's Murray. And it's going to bring it up to a second down and about 2. And
Good to be back for this one.
92 yards will do that to you. Here's Murray. Big hole. Left side. Murray shoulder down, first down. Across the 40 as he runs into Cam Chancellor. There's Taylor in motion. They fake it to him. Mariota all kinds of time. Looks on the move, and he's going to run it. Right in pursuit, and K.J. Wright finally gets there. Maybe another jump off sides by Seattle. Mariota coming to Matthews as blockers. Rashard Matthews gets through. Matthews inside the 20. Still on his feet. Rashard Matthews all the way.
Gets out in front. Lawan 77, 60 Ben Jones, and look at Zach Klein 64. 1, 2, 3, and then Matthews uses those 3 blocks, gets into the secondary, and how about this determined running? Makes Cam Chancellor miss.
Touchdown of the season in 2017, and we've got ourselves an official topsy-turvy affair here. And it's the Titans back in front, back and forth now since late in the second quarter. Offenses have come to life. Back earlier, now it's Seattle's turn. Down by 2, having a little fun in Tennessee. Wilson in trouble. Steps up. Here comes pressure. He eludes momentarily. A little shuttle pass. Second down. Here's Chris Carson. Had the touchdown in the last drive, and he's got no room to run. Jarrell Casey was there. 3rd and 9. Over the middle, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Baldwin, maybe a little too far.
Dime coverages as a cover linebacker.
Low snap, And a low kick. Jackson making a man miss. Jackson, he's just got that look out every time he gets the ball. You never know, but the Titans, at a time of their life like they are here, they go a little different formation. The Wildcat, Henry gets the ball. That was interesting. DeMarco Murray took the snap and handed off. Mariota on the keeper. Gets a great block from Murray. First down by Mariota. 27, 184 yards and a touchdown. They'll run it here. And that is the best run of the day by far for Derrick Henry. Is the back. On second down, they'll run him again. And it's Henry. Look at that stack up. And the Titans pushing forward. And Henry's got himself a first down.
This game's gone a long
No, they have 51 plays to 38 in the time possession. They've had it a lot longer, too. Mariota to throw it over the middle. Walker had him, but now we get a penalty. It was Jeremy Lane on the coverage, and let's see what the flag is.
Before the pass is thrown, holding. Defense, number 20. 5 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
As a fullback, they're going to fake the run. Mariota's going to throw it in. He's got a man at Smith. Touchdown!
Goes with him. And now he's out in the flat. And he is so wide open. And Marcus Mariota, coming out of college, used to talk about all the wide open receivers that he had. And I always said, yeah, and he didn't miss them either.
It's the first time they've used him at the fullback formation today. And you're right, Seattle had no idea. Tight end, who's a fast tight end, lines up as a fullback, goes out uncovered, and scores a touchdown. And so now, Seahawks find themselves down 9, 3:50 to go in the third. Wilson, pocket collapses, in trouble, going to take off and run, chase from behind.
Doesn't have time to look downfield.
Second down, Wilson coming near side Baldwin. Baldwin has some room, and he's got a first down out across the 40. I wonder if they'll start to pick up the pace a little bit like they did.
What's in that?
They're going to run it, and that is not going to go anywhere. Wesley Woodyard on the tackle. Three-man rush this time. Wilson looking for Richardson. It's got to be a hold, no? No, I guess not. Looked like there was a lot of hands going on there. Logan Ryan. Four-man rush. Wilson has time. Now escaping. Going to dump it over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Luke Wilson. Came into today without their top two special teamers. Lost one already in this game. Got to be careful with Adoree Jackson. Here he is. Jackson. Near side, and not too many places to run is Luke Wilson. They'll run it. Murray tries to get to the corner. Does. DeMarco Murray still inbounds. DeMarco Murray breaks free inside the 20. Touchdown!
So take a look here. And Fowler, 45. Boom, Lewan, 77. Fowler right there. And now watch Murray find his way back upfield. So he got the initial escort, and then look downfield. Matthews, 18. Taywan Taylor, 13. And Fowler, 45, the fullback.
I see you, kid. What I see you, kid.
Extra point is up, and it is good. Lay this kind of offensive effort wearing down Seattle's defense very often, and that's what they're doing. And now, Seahawks offense has a lot of work to do. Wilson, it's Jimmy Graham on the run. Graham thought about leaping over a defender. He's going to get out and pick up 9 yards. Take off from the foul line and try and dunk like Jordan. You come up a couple feet short. Third and 3. Wilson, far side. He's got a first down. Got it out to Baldwin, all reliable. Wilson firing another completion. And it is Baldwin, and that should take us to the end of the third quarter. Second and 3. Wilson goes with it, but he's got a first down. He's just going to keep going back to his man, Doug Baldwin.
You remember how they rolled downfield right before the end of the first half and scored their initial touchdown.
Near side, miscommunication, nobody there. Richardson went on the go route. Second and 10. Wilson lets it rip. Richardson's got this one. That time he ran the route right.
Did Richardson, and Russell Wilson found him.
He's lofting it for the end zone. Caught. It's Wilson. Touchdown, Seattle.
Look at that. Look at the perspective from Wilson and how pretty is that pass. And Luke Wilson goes up and hauls it in.
Wilson looking left, firing left, knocked away. Was going for Richardson, but LaShawn Sims had great coverage. Convert the 2-point conversion, so it remains a 2-score game. A 10-point game. Little pooch kick here. Interesting decision. And Adoree Jackson out to the 25. And Tennessee will take over. Points in the third quarter. See if the Seattle defense has something left in him here. They're going to run, and why not, to Henry. And Henry's got himself a nice game. He's going to pick up 8. Quick throw, out far side. They're going to get it out to Matthews again. Good for a first down. Henry remains in the game at tailback. Jumbo formation. Henry's got it. Gets a great block. Henry around the edge. And he's inside the 40. 75 yards by DeMarco Murray certainly helps. There's Mariota going far side. He's got a completion and another first down. One of the most physical teams in the league here today in this second half. They'll run it again. Henry tries to get to the edge, and Lane is over to help out that time. See if he does on second down. It's a design run. Mariota gets good blocking and slide. Short of a first down, though. It's a little too early. Mariota looking to throw, and he throws, and it bounced it. So put him within one of the records. A 35-yard attempt, and it's up, and it's good. And Ryan Suckup has 4 field goals today.
The Titans equate it to body blows like in boxing. It's attrition. Keep hitting them in the body. Eventually, it wears a team down. We send all our best to them.
Wilson to throw. They need 2 scores here, 2 touchdowns as a matter of fact, and that is a start. Lockett for a first down across the 41. He's got a 16-yard gain, and they're going to hurry up, and rightfully so.
The ball downfield.
4-man rush, pressure again. Wilson in trouble, just going to run it himself. Why not? He's going to take it out of bounds across the 46. Yeah, they sure do. Second down, they fake the run. Wilson fires on the run. Good throw and catch. Jimmy Graham. Throw it again. Pressure. A little shuttle pass to Procise. Breaks the tackle. C.J. Procise is across the 35, and another Seattle first down.
Of a knuckleball.
Wilson stands in, fires. Luke Wilson's got it. And another first down, and Russell Wilson is heating up. Hurry up again. Wilson going end zone for Richardson. He's got it! No, incomplete. Unbelievable effort. Great call. Darbo, the rookie's on the field right now. Top of your screen. Wilson on a blitz, untouched. He's in trouble. And he is going to throw it away, and he gets hit too, but he's not outside of the tackle box there.
They're going to discuss this.
They're going to talk about grounding there. I didn't see anyone over there. Not even remotely
Intentional
close.
grounding. Offense. No. Number 3. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's third down.
Stunt, pressure, gets rid of it to Jimmy Graham, who's inside the 30. Tennessee dropping everybody but 3. Fourth down, pressure. Wilson throws it a mile in the air like a Hail Mary. It is incomplete. Soda and company on their own 20. They're going to run it. And why not to Murray? The run game's been awesome in the second. Well, that Woodyard coming unblocked, and then they knocked down the Hail Mary. Now they're trying to run it out. But Michael Bennett says, not yet. With a quick tackle. Third down and 7, and we get a penalty. Mariota's drawn them offsides all day today. Finally, I think it's on the Tennessee.
Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Mariota, some pressure, tried to get the screen to Murray, but they couldn't connect. They're getting beat up the last couple weeks a little bit here. Just not used to seeing it. Here's Kearney. Turnable for Lockett. Up to the 27. Bodies flying everywhere with 5:09 to go. One isn't over. 5:09 to go. Seattle needs 2 touchdowns. Wilson's going to run. He's got a lot of room. Russell Wilson easily for the first down, and will stop the clock. First down. 4-man rush. Firing Graham. Jimmy Graham's got a touchdown. First down with a groin injury. Questionable, but he's not out there. Wilson dumps it over the middle. And Carson's got his way to a gain of nearly 8. Second down. Oh, Wilson bobbled it, and he picks it up. But the clock will run now, and a wasted opportunity. Clock continues to go with 3:45 and counting.
He always has at least a single guy deep in the secondary now.
3rd and 6. Wilson, the fake, rolls around, firing across his body, knocked away. Oh, that was a heck of a job by the former Patriot Logan Ryan. Seahawks need to get to the 40 to keep going. Wilson in trouble, throws it away. Oh, he's got a completion. That is unbelievable. Only a 3-man rush over the middle. Jimmy Graham's got it. Another first down inside the 20.
To get rid of the football for the completion to lock it.
Wilson, pressure coming. He senses he's on the run. He fires on the run. Tipped and incomplete. He was gunning it for the end zone for the rookie.
6'6".
Second down. Wilson quickly over the middle. He's got another completion. It's going to be shy of a first down. Luke Wilson. 3rd down. Wilson looking. Now moving left. Dancing. Diving forward for the first. Smart play. Clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. I need an onside kick too at this point. Wilson going to throw end zone to nowhere. Jimmy Graham was the closest on 2nd and goal. Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Richardson, he's in. So part 1 of the equation, Seattle's got it.
Watch him here coming right at you. It's really a double slant. And he catches the ball and bounces through the attempted tackle by Curtis Riley. Well delivered too by number 3.
Extra point is up and good. So that's what they will do. Ryan, the onside kick. It's up there and it's recovered by Tennessee. Tennessee still needs a first down to technically ice it here. Seattle could get the ball back with 2 timeouts left. Hypothetically around 40 seconds. And we thought, I know one thing, none of us thought this would be the high-scoring affair that it's been. Out at home, if they could finish it off, that's impressive. Henry looking to ice it, look for a first down, not going to do it. And with 11 seconds to go. Now a whistle. There's a flag on the play.
I think Seattle must have jumped.
Defense, 12-minute formation. A 5-yard penalty results in a first down. Clock starts on the snap. Clock starts on the snap with 1 more play.
They will do right here and wrap up a 33-27 win over the Seahawks. Physical game here in Nashville, and a big win for these Titans as they go to 2-1, and the Seahawks fall to 1-2. Back to Nashville, and a moment to wrap it up.